All right, what is going on, guys? Good morning. It is the stage number 9 results show. 4:51 in the morning, and the bikes and cars are done, and we have some provisional results. But stage number 9, if you guys missed the preview on the stage, let's give a quick breakdown. Graphic is on the screen. We're going to jump right into it. We got a lot to talk about today. So let's go with the stage preview. 90% dirt track for today. Sand 3%, dune 0, stone track or gravel 7% of it. So rough stage today, fast stage today. Reading some commentary from Skylar Howes earlier this morning about the stage, about racing in the area previously and known to be fast. And yes, there was a barn burner of a time set by the stage winner today. Very, very fast, as we predicted last night that the stage would be quickly. But let's talk a little bit about stage 9 and how this is going to relate to this whole grand scheme of things. The first and very foremost thing, and I think that is very important, is we are now getting into the empty quarter. So we are done with the sections outside. This was the last stage to really try and solidify, because here comes the dunes. Not the dunes, the dunes in this area. And this is going to be, I think, one of the biggest challenges for the competitors is now it slows down. The people that are very efficient, very effective at riding in the sand dunes are going to shine on these next couple of stages before the end of the rally as they finish out in the empty quarter. And the guys that struggle, well, that's going to make a bit of a change. So we'll see Daniel Sanders holding on to that overall at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see if they can continue, if he's going to lose any time in the dunes or not. But let's take a look here. Today's stage 9, a lot of stuff happened. We've got up front with Tasha Sharena having an off early on in the stage, was able to recuperate, but was not able to get back on top, meaning he's going to give some time away back to Daniel Sanders, the current overall leader, through stage 9. So one of the things that we do have to take a look at, and we'll just run down, I've got some bullet points here. First of all, 357 kilometers of a special stage, right? We know that it's mixed terrain. We know that it's fast. You know, you get guys out there. But still, mechanicals, falls, that kind of thing, punctures, everything is still on the table for this stage, and that's going to be mixing up some of the results. On the top of the headlines on the vehicles, Nasser Al-Attiyah with the stage win. He's back. Yep, that's right. Mr. Dakar ringing in number 49, stage win number 49. A little bit deep in the event for getting his first stage win, but we knew he would be back into this and heading into the dunes. We'll see if this is going to suit him a little bit better. Obviously, he's versed in it. That's his home turf as far as it goes. Then Yazid Al-Raji, who was currently running in second, capitalized on a few mistakes and made it up into the number 1 overall lead position through stage 9. Again, this is provisional. We'll talk a little bit more. I'll give you the official times here in just a minute. Just giving you guys the highlights really quick. Rider fatigue and attrition. This is, you're getting to the end, right? You're getting to the end of the Dakar Rally, and it is going to become that, I guess the easiest way is we could relate to it. You know, on your commute home, when you just really want to be home. You know, the day wasn't bad, but you just, man, I can't wait to just be home. Well, there's still a few hundred miles, several hundred miles between that feeling of home and where the current riders are. So we'll see how they fare, especially going into the dunes. That can be frustrating, can be relentless, can just be absolute nightmare. So we'll see. Hopefully these guys have been practicing their dune riding. They're not going to be as affected by it, but just know it's that home stretch. It's the last few stages. And like I said, if you can relate to just, end of the day, just wanting to be home, but you just can't seem to get home. The traffic is just weird. All of this stuff. I am 100% sure that this is what these guys are feeling. There's a home stretch. That mentality is going to be very, very important these next few stages. So let's take a look. We already know about the terrain. One of the things we do is we have the first, we have another back-to-back win. Luciano Benavides taking the stage win today in the moto category. So let's jump in. That's just the 50,000 foot of some of these things. I'll drop some more entertaining facts. The coffee has not yet kicked in. Take it easy, guys. Okay, let's take a look at the results. We'll get your moto results for the stage up on the screen so you guys can check it out. I was thinking, I knew it was going to be fast. I didn't think it was going to be this fast. So let's look at the stage results for the motos. Let's take a look at this. Here we go. Luciano Benavides picking up the bonus time. Look at that in the green there. 4 minutes and 51 seconds, getting a stage time of 3 hours, 15 minutes, and 38 seconds. So we're going to do the quick math on this because I just have to know this. Okay, so we know Luciano Benavides' time is 3 hours and 15 minutes and 38 seconds. So I just want to see the math on this really quick, right? 3 hours, 15 minutes, and 38 seconds. 3:15 translates into 3 hours and 1/4 of an hour. So 3.25. You take 357 kilometers and you divide that by that 3.25, and you've got an average pace of 110 kilometers per hour. You're talking about a 62 mile an hour average. Just a touch over a 62, maybe more closer to a 65 mile an hour average for the stage. That is absolutely crazy. So some of our Baja guys that are watching, I want to know what race do we see these guys getting to that 62, 60 mile an hour average on a bike? The trucks, the trophies, and all this, we know. That kind of thing. But the bikes, though, this is where we're talking about the bikes here. We'll jump over to the cars here in just a minute. Okay, Adrian Van Beveren in the number 2 spot, finishing up 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 32 seconds with a 1 minute and 54 second deficit. And then your current overall leader through stage 9 and number 3 on the stage, Daniel Sanders on the Red Bull KTM factory racing bike, 3 hours, 18 minutes, and 42 seconds. 3-minute gap. That was the gap between the top 3 riders on this one. I would have liked, honestly, I was thinking that Daniel Sanders was going to go for another stage win. I had it in the back of my head. I talked about it in the preview show. You know, I'm like, I don't know the strategy behind it. I go, he could go for a stage win. He's in a good spot starting in 7th. But this kind of makes sense. And you know what? We'll call a spade a spade. I have a feeling that this was a strategic move. I don't know how these guys do this to be able to, park and wait. You know what? I'm going to lose a couple of minutes here and then I'm going to go. But this smells like that a lot, especially going into the dunes in the empty quarter. You definitely want to have a line to follow. I don't know if that is necessarily Daniel Sanders' strong suit when it comes to the sand dunes. But all right, let's jump on down the line. Let's talk about the top 10 for the stage. Ricky Brabeck finishing up in 4th, 3 hours, 19 minutes, and 17 seconds, finishing 3:39 back. That is just going to be 35 seconds behind Daniel Sanders. Skylar Howes in the number 5 spot on the Monster Energy Honda. 3 hours, 20 minutes, 18 seconds, finishing 4:40 back. And then it is Nacho Cornejo in the number 6 spot. Hero Motorsports Team Rally. 3 hours, 20 minutes, and 33 seconds. 4 minutes and 55 seconds back. Tasha Sharena, after off early on in the stage, was able to recuperate, get it back, finishing up 7th for the stage on the Monster Energy Honda. 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 24 seconds, finishing 6:46 back. Then it is Edgar Canet in that number 8 spot. No stranger to the podium in Rally 2. I mean, he's got some stage wins under his belt. So for the Rally 2 category, that is. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, 3 hours, 26 minutes, and 16 seconds, finishing 10:38 back. And then DeVasey in the number 9 spot, BAS World KTM Racing Team, 3 hours, 27 minutes, and 56 seconds, finishing 12:18 back. And rounding out the top 10, Lorenzo Santolino on the Sherco Rally Factory, finishing up 3 hours, 30 minutes, and 23 seconds with 17 minutes and 15 seconds out of the lead on that one. So that is your top 10 for stage number 9 as they get ready to head into the empty quarter. It is currently going to be 4 in the afternoon in Saudi. I'm sure these guys are getting ready, mentally prepared. All right, let's talk about the overall standings through stage number 9. Graphic is on the screen if you guys are following along on YouTube or on Spotify video. Let's take a look here. Daniel Sanders holds on to that top podium spot so far. We've got the empty quarter coming up next. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, 47 hours, 45 minutes, and 34 seconds for him. Got 22 minutes and 56 seconds of bonus time. Interesting enough, those 22:56 of bonus time, right? If we just wipe the slate on the bonus time thing, and knowing that Tasha Sharena has 19 minutes and Adrian Van Beveren has 22 minutes of that bonus time, it looks like Daniel Sanders right now, the podium would be pretty much reversed. You would have Tasha leading the rally. You would have Adrian Van Beveren in the number 2 spot by 1 second, and then you would have, or by 3 seconds, and then Daniel Sanders third. That's without the bonus time. So it does work to a certain extent. I think it's making things a little bit fairer, and I think Daniel Sanders is playing the game well this year. So Tasha Sharena in the number 2 spot, Adrian Van Beveren in the number 3 spot, Monster Energy Honda. 48 hours, 5 minutes, and 55 seconds for him, with 20 minutes and 21 seconds between him and Sanders. So Tasha giving away that time again. We were down to about an 11-minute gap, spent a few minutes, and they went away. Ended up with a 14:45, almost 15 minutes. So we're back at that 15-minute buffer that they have. And I know that's got to be frustrating for Tasha because he makes up a little bit of time, loses it, makes up a little bit of time, and then loses it. So not an easy feat, especially going into the final stages. It is going to be a showdown of the Dune riders, and I have a feeling that Adrian Van Beveren, we're going to see some stage. I got a feeling we're going to get a stage win out of Van Beveren. He is very fast in the dunes, very effective in the dunes, so I think that might be at least in this next, either this coming up stage number 10, or maybe stage number 11. Stage 12, I don't know. It's a roll of the dice with the mass start. We'll see how that goes. All right, Luciano Benavides in the number 4 spot overall in the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing Team. 48 hours, 13 minutes, and 18 seconds for him. And then it is Ricky Brabeck in the number 5 spot, Monster Energy Honda. 48 hours, 17 minutes, and 5 seconds. Interesting enough from him, we'll just go with the minutes here. 4 minutes. So Ricky Brabeck just 4 minutes out of the number 4 spot overall. Skylar Housen, the number 6 spot on the Monster Energy Honda. 48 hours, 24 minutes, and 13 seconds for him. He is 38 minutes and 39 seconds behind Daniel Sanders. That's going to put him roughly 7 minutes behind Ricky Brabeck, who is currently in the 5th spot. Then you've got Nacho Cornejo in the number 7 spot. He is on the Hero Motorsports Team Rally Bike. 48 hours, 40 minutes, and 57 seconds for him. He's going to be 55 minutes back out of the lead. Edgar Canet in the number 8 spot and leading the way in the Rally 2 category. 49 hours, 14 minutes, and 10 seconds. He is 128 back. 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 36 seconds to be exact. Tobias Epster in the number 9 spot. BAS World KTM Racing Team. 50 hours, 6 minutes, and 15 seconds. Going to be 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 41 seconds back. And rounding out the top 10, Lorenzo Santolino on the Sherco. Going to be 50 hours, 34 minutes, and 21 seconds. He is going to be 2 hours and 48 minutes and 47 seconds back. So very long way to go. Let's take a look here. Who do we have going down the list? Dumotier in that 12 spot. He is on the Honda HRC bike in Rally 2. Svitko in the number 13 spot. Niels Therick moving up a little bit in the ranking. 14th currently overall. He is 51 hours, 2 minutes, and 35 seconds. He's 3 hours and 17 minutes out of the overall. And from that, him to Edgar Canet, we're looking roughly about an hour and a half or so between the two. So let's take a look. Jacob Argubright, 22nd right now in Rally 2 overall as they finish up stage 9. He is on the RS Moto Honda Rally team. It is 52 hours, 56 minutes, and 6 seconds for him. So 5 hours, 10 minutes back. Let's jump over really quick. I just want to see, this will be a bonus here. Let's take a look at the Rally 2 category and just see how things are shaking. Edgar Canet leading the way. Tobias Epster in the number 2. Dumotier in the number 3 spot. That is the overall. Neil Sterick in that number 4 spot in Rally 2. This is the overall again. Then let's take a look down. Jacob Argubright currently running 12th. He is 52 hours, 56 minutes, and 6 seconds. So he is just... Let's see here. He's going to be 20 minutes out of the top 10. So not too bad. We'll see right now as we go into these dunes, and we'll see how that breaks down. Okay, that is the vehicles, or excuse me, that is the motos. It's time to talk about the cars. And as you already heard at the top of the show, we talked just briefly about it. Nasser Al-Attiyah taking a stage win today with a time of 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 59 seconds. That is fast. That is really fast. You could even just say that let's do the math on this really quick, right? And I'm going to round it out 252.59. So let's not go too much onto the decimal side of things, but we'll divide that by 357 by 3 hours. We'll call that the stage time. Almost a full 10 kilometers an hour faster than the bikes. That is 120 kilometer an hour average for us here in the U.S. H2 MPH. 74.5 mile an hour average. That is crazy. That is crazy fast. So, okay, we now know that Nasser Al-Attiyah can handle a vehicle at speed. Duh. I mean, wow. Okay, enough about that. And it's 75 mile an hour pace. God, that's crazy. We have De Mavis in the number 2 spot out of Belgium on stage number 9, 2 hours, 55 minutes and 46 seconds. And then you've got a gap of 2 minutes and 47 seconds to Al-Attiyah. Al-Raji in the number 3 spot, 2 hours, 56 minutes and 11 seconds for him. He's going to be 3 minutes and 12 seconds out of that top spot. Then let's take a look at the rest of the field. Here are your top 10 in the vehicles. Matthias Ekstrom in that number 4 spot, Ford M Sport, 2 hours, 57 minutes and 47 seconds. And then Bakusaka in the number 5 spot, Overdrive Racing, 3 hours, 27 seconds. And then Mitch Guthrie and Kellen Walsh finishing up in the number 6 spot, Ford M Sport, 3 hours, 2 minutes and 41 seconds, finishing 9 minutes and 42 seconds back. Vitsi in the number 7 spot, MD Rally Sport, 3 hours, 4 minutes, 31 seconds for him, 11:32 back. Cristina Gutierrez and Moreno in the number 8 spot, the Dacia Sand Riders, 3 hours, 7 minutes and 25 seconds, finishing 14:26 back. Ferreira in the number 9 spot, X-Raid Mini JCW team, 3 hours, 7 minutes, 47 seconds back, finishing 14:48 back. Then Gastaldi in the number 10 spot, Century Racing, 3 hours, 8 minutes, 6 seconds for him, 15:07 back. Then let's take a look. Ledigan in the number 11 spot. This is the one that cost him. He was out in front and now leading, and now dropping down in position. So finishing up in the 11th spot, 16 minutes back. Then Prokop in the number 12 spot. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Seth Quintero and Zenz in that number 5th spot. Toyota Gazoo Racing, 3 hours, 11 minutes and 5 seconds. And that one was bad. So Seth Quintero taking on a 15-minute penalty on the stage. I'm not sure if they're going to protest that or what exactly happened. Let's see here. Let's send a message really quick and see if we can figure it out. What it is. I'm just doing this live. Sorry. All right. We were waiting to hear on where those 15 minutes came from for Seth Quintero, but man, that is brutal. That would put him, if we just do the quick math on that one, that'd put him 3 minutes and 6 seconds out of the lead, which means he would be 3rd for the stage. So that one hurts. You know, I don't know. That's pretty major. I don't know if they missed a waypoint, if they did missed a waypoint or got a gnarly speed zone penalty. We'll see. We'll find out later about that one. Let's take a look here. Who else do we got? Okay, that is pretty much it there. Let's jump over to the overall results. Graphic is on the screen for the overall results. Raji, now your current through stage 9 provisional. Did I put enough disclaimers on there? Current provisional stage 9 through stage 9 overall is Al-Raji in the number 1 spot, 45 hours, 6 minutes and 54 seconds, followed by Ladigan giving up that time today, 45 hours, 14 minutes and 3 seconds, finishing 7:09 or with a 7:09 deficit now to Al-Raji. In the number 3 spot, Matthias Ekstrom, 45 hours, 31 minutes, 44 seconds, 24:50 back. And then let's take a look at the times for the rest of the field here. Let's go 4 through 10. Nasser Al-Attiyah, Dacia Sand Riders, 45 hours, 32 minutes, and 15 seconds. He is going to be 25:21 back. Mitch Guthrie and Kellen Walsh in the number 5 spot, Ford M Sport, 46 hours, 3 minutes, 22 seconds, finishing 56:28 back. Sarah Dory in the number 6 spot, Century Racing Factory Team, 46 hours, 13 minutes, and 46 seconds. And then Jacopini in the number 7 spot, Overdrive Racing, 46 hours, 51 minutes, and 35 seconds for him, 1 hour, 44 back. Seth Quintero in the number 8 spot, Toyota Gazoo Racing. He's going to be 46 hours, 53 minutes, and 1 second back. Stage overall, and now he is 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 7 seconds back. Ferreira in the number 9 spot, X-Raid Mini JCW team. He is 47 hours, 17 minutes, and 56 seconds back, 2:11 for him. So not too bad with a 47, 17, 56 overall, and then 2 hours and 11 minutes back. So a lot of the vehicle gaps that I'm seeing here, there's just, I mean, it is going to be tough to make it up. Seth Quintero may be able to pick up a spot here at the end. He is just 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes out of the number 7 spot, and then it's going to be a bit of a gap to the 6th. And let's talk about number 10, Bargawantha in the number 10 spot, Century Factory Racing Team, 47 hours, 38 minutes, and 8 seconds. He is going to be 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 14 seconds back. So that is your top 10 overall on the vehicles so far. Let's see here. Making their way all the way up to 22nd overall, but your stage leaders or your rally leaders, Brock Hager and Max Eddy, Sebastian Loeb Racing, Razor RZR Factory Racing, 51 hours, 13 minutes, and 20 seconds. They're going to be 6 hours and 6 minutes back. Let's take a look at the SSV category really quick, and let's see how that podium is shaping up. Brock Hager, Max Eddy, currently your overall leaders through stage 9. And that is going to be with that 51, 13, 20. And then Xavier Desaultres in the number 2 spot. He's going to be 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 53 seconds back. And then it is Lopez Contardo in the number 3 spot, 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 38 seconds back. So the podium right now in the SSV category is looking pretty good. Going into the empty quarter, lots of sand dunes. Hopefully we don't see any yard sales. People keep the cars together. And I don't think this podium is going to change. I think it's a little bit more difficult in the cars, or it's a little bit more difficult in the cars to make up time. But, you know, you just hit a bad section of soft sand, or you pick a wrong line and you drop yourself into this basically a crevice. And yeah, you'll spend every bit of 15 minutes trying to get out of there. And then let's see here. Let's take a further look here. And then we've got Miller and Short in the 12 spot right now, 12th overall. So that is your SSV. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the Challenger category. You've got Corbin Leverton right now in the number 6 spot on that Red Bull Off-Road Junior team. So Cavaglacio in the number 1 spot in the Challenger category. Then it's Guerrero in the number 2 and Sparings in the number 3. So very interesting to see. I mean, we're getting to the end. Empty quarter coming up next, and that is going to be a difficult one. So we'll see how it works out. What do you guys think? If you had your pick, who's the guy that's got, or who's the rider, who's the bike guy that's got the best shot in the dunes? What do you guys think? And then who is the car guy that's got the best shot in the dunes? I mean, I say the cars is almost kind of a wash. It's unless they get into, like I said, into some kind of like witch's eye or something, you know, just brutal, where they're not able to dig that thing out and they got to wait for one of the garbage trucks to come by and help pull them out. The bike guys, I mean, it can be the same thing. You know, they can work their way into a pretty gnarly hole, and that's where reading the dunes is especially critical, because you're one line away from literally taking the hard way around. Some commentary previously heard at the Sonora Rally a few years back was when Skylar Howes was there leading the field into the dunes of the Altar, and you know, the comment from the riders behind him is they could see his lines, but they just couldn't replicate him. You know, doing step ups on these big dunes and doing these really massive moves. So I think, in a way, I think riding efficiently. I mean, that is all about carrying speed and reading the terrain, because, you know, you never know how steep it is on the other side. You know, there's rules to the dunes. So you have to obey them, or it'll end up biting you in the butt. But anyway, with that being said, guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. If you are listening on the podcast on the audio side of things, send us your comments over to the Chasing Waypoints Instagram. Be happy to read those and check them out. If you're on Spotify, or if you are watching this on YouTube, Again, like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. Don't miss any of these episodes. And drop your comments below, and let's see, what do we think? Who's got that? Who's the best shot at the sand stages? Who's the guy on the bikes, and who's the one on the cars? Anyway, with that being said, guys, remember, it'll make sense when you get there. Enjoy the ride.